Doe normaal. What's up, everybody? Mr. Kensei gonna be making today a questions, reactions, and answer video. It's gonna be a raw video. I've been thinking about it for a long time to make a video like this, so I got everything prepared. I'm gonna start off with the questions and also with the reactions of people. Now, it's kind of easy to give people a comment on their reactions and questions, but it's better and more personal if I'm gonna be making a video for you. So let's start off with David Finch, who reacted to my 3 years experience update part 2 and benefits. And this is what he said. I'm an old guy who really only found internet porn about a year and a half ago, and found that my usage increased, and about 6 months ago thought, oh, I think that I'm addicted. In the last few months, I have been noticing how old and exhausted I've become. What do you think that maybe they are connected? The Taoist and semen retention would surely say yes. I soon know. Well, David, this is my reaction to it. When you're fapping and watching porn, you're actually wasting your minerals, etc. That is from your semen. And beside that, you're also using a lot of dopamine. Dopamine gives us the feel good energy. You feel more energetic when you're doing NoFap. So in this case, yes, they are connected. You feel old, you feel lethargic, exhausted, whatever you want to name it. And by doing NoFap, you're gonna get rid of that part. You're gonna feel better. But I also want you to look at your diet. Do you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? Because if you don't, that too can be a contribution to how you feel. And do you exercise? Because when you don't exercise, you always feel less energetic than somebody who does exercise on a regular basis. So check that out. No fap, your diet, and your exercise. When you combine those three, I can say magic is going to happen. Now I'm gonna go to Ivan Raga. He was speaking Spanish to me, but I won't reply in Spanish, so I'm gonna do that in English. And he also said the same thing in English. So, day 56, and I feel great. And don't have that urge to fap. Thanks for your videos, bro. You're very welcome. And when you hit the 90 days mark, you're gonna feel even better than now. And over time, let's say 6 months or 7 months, you will feel free, and you'll feel even better than that because you will feel so much better because you have self-control, a lot more self-control than what you used to have. So here is Amarildo Fekanhi. He probably too is from the Latin region. And he said, good points, but I stopped listening when you started to judge and degrade people because of their sexual fantasies or because of what they do with their bodies. Maybe this is too far fetched, but your motivation behind NoFap seems to be rooted in some messy stuff. We all come from places of darkness, man, but my suggestion is for you to release it without hurting or offending others. I get what you mean, but still some things have and need to be said. And the reason why, some sexual fantasies, they're not from certain fantasies that you would say, okay, this is something I would consider normal. I don't consider cuckoldry and things like that normal. I do consider swinging a lot more normal. Something I wouldn't do, but at least two partners decide to do something that doesn't involve humiliation. And I say a lot more normal because some may find it normal, some may not find it normal. So I'll put it this way, in my case, swinging is normal. However, it's not my stuff. But when somebody desires to be humiliated and downgraded, then it's not good to tell me that I'm judging people to degrade them because they're degrading themselves. That's my honest opinion. I'm always standing behind it. Cuckoldry is not something I would consider a fantasy or a fetish. I would say cuckoldry is more like something that is, how to say it in a good way? It's a manifestation of some certain problems that occurred in your childhood and you're actually giving into. You know what I'm saying? It's same like fapping. You're fapping because you don't feel good, right? Maybe cuckoldry is in the same thing. So that's all I have to say about it. Well, some things, sometimes I need to say whatever I should be saying, and that's the truth. And if it hurts others, well, my apologies, but at the same time, not my apologies, or say, I'm sorry but not sorry. So, Trey Peterson, I'll definitely take your advice on it because older women are starting to come up to me. I don't know, it's weird that older women see you first before young women. But I'm not doing it no more. I don't have the urge. I wanted to find out for myself and spilled a little bit of still spilled a little bit instead of pouring and having an orgasm. I masturbated, but I did without ejaculation. I just wanted to know how it is like in case I get a partner and it was without porn. I didn't squeeze hard. What do you think about that? Well, it's better to stay away from it, bro, because if you're gonna be doing something like that, you're actually playing with the devil, or let's say play with fire. You're gonna get burned someday. The same thing with people who are messing around with drugs and say, I want to try it out. I never been to a party. I want to see something like that, and suddenly you're hooked. So, in my honest opinion, just stay away from porn and masturbation. And older women, it depends. Some older women may notice it a lot earlier, and some younger women may notice it a lot earlier because NoFap is something that's gonna make you a light bulb with a lots of lights, and it depends on whatever woman who's going to notice that. But it's a good thing. Um, Let me check. Live in the moment. My goal is to be okay with being uncomfortable and to learn to accept pain. Whether it means is just getting out more or treating my urges like the soreness after a workout, if that makes sense. Well, yeah, I will mess up. I will make mistakes, but it's okay. But I'm human and I will learn from my suffering. I'm not going to cave. My life has to improve. It cannot pass me by. Well, um, thing is, of course you're gonna make mistakes. People do that all the times. What do you think about people who relapse? There are lots of people who relapse day and night. But the point is, even if you relapse, the same thing like falling off a horse. When you fall off a horse, just stand up and get back on it and continue your journey. Because if you're gonna give up, then what's the point of starting doing NoFap, right? You want to get better, you want to heal yourself. So whenever you relapse, just do the following thing: get yourself a book where you can write in, or open, let's say, a text editor like WordPad or Notepad or Word, and write down the reason why you felt like you were going to relapse, and pay attention to that and learn from it. And every time you do that, write it down, the reason why you relapse. Because every time you write down, you see the reasons why, and you can work on it to prevent yourself from relapsing again. Over time, it's gonna be too easy for you. You're gonna do it, bro. And the last, I wanna react to. I got a lots of comments here. I don't know if you can see that. So, Danielle Molina, thank you for your honesty. I'm really going for it starting tonight. I always felt that as a man and as an individual, I'm destined for greatness. That's a spirit, you know? And the bare minimum at least is better than what I am now. True that. This fapping plus porn has been one of the consistent negative thing in my life. We all have been through that path. And I'm convinced it's the only thing that is holding me back from exploding into the person I know I can be. You got it. You got it, bro. I mean, point is, when you're wasting your semen watching porn every day, you're actually wasting so much life force, life energy, whatever. And the point is, you're actually draining yourself when you're watching porn and masturbate. But when you stop doing it, oh man, oh man. But I always say, even though you do NoFap, never overestimate the power of NoFap. The reason why is some people have high expectations of NoFap, but they don't realize that despite that they do NoFap and may not feel the results for some reason, it can also be that there are some other problems, like let's say a burnout syndrome, a depression, for whatever personal reason. Your personal situation can be worse. And by doing NoFap, you're doing something good, but there is still a problem that needs to be fixed. I said it's gonna be the last question, but I wanna do two more. One of them is Chris Jones, who said, "What about having a lot of sex? Is that the same thing as fapping?" Absolutely not. It's not the same thing as fapping. When you have sex, it's a lot better than fapping. But hear me out. When you're sleeping with your partner, you shouldn't be thinking about any kind of porn scene or whatsoever. You should be focused on your partner and the feeling you get from it. Because if you're fantasizing during intercourse, you're not doing something right. You're doing something wrong. And in that case, I would say don't have, let's say, don't sleep around until you know that when you sleep with your partner or whoever she or he may be, depending on your sexual desires, then when you're ready for that, you know you can enjoy it a lot more because there's nothing to enjoy when you're fantasizing during intercourse. Intercourse should be something that whenever you watch your partner being busy, you feel something different than when you're watching porn or fantasizing about it. Um, Here is another one from Aziz Dieng. This is the same thing as the other guy who said the same thing. Good video, but regards to the preferences such as cuckolds, I wouldn't call them trash like you do. It's not fair. It's a sexual preference that doesn't make them less human. I never said that they're less human. My point is that they have some kind of problem that manifested in some kind of sexual fetish, whatever you want to call a fetish, and you can see that they're still stuck in their past. They want to be humiliated. They want their partner to make them feel less, to make them feel like trash, and that someone else is better than them in the bed. I don't get it. Why would you waste something like that instead of working on yourself becoming the guy that you're actually looking up to? Right? That's my point. That's why I don't support something like that. If you wanna be better in bed, you can always ask me questions. Ask people questions. Ask other people questions. How can I make myself better in bed? How can I make my partner enjoy me a lot more? And when you do that, why would you resort something as cuckoldry when you can be the bull instead of the cuckold, right? Simple as that. And where is the one I wanted to talk about? Um, yeah, from Super Mike 366. What do you think of cold showers? Do you think cold showers are necessary in order to get more benefits from NoFap? Have you ever done it? Yes, I think it's a great thing. Cold showers is a great thing. It helps you increase your willpower because the longer you stay under a cold shower and the more often you do it, the better your willpower is going to be because taking a cold shower requires a lot of willpower. You know it's unpleasant, but you still choose to do it and stay on that cold shower and feeling better energetic. I always take cold showers, especially in the morning. It's a lot better than caffeine because I stopped taking caffeine. I took actually niacin in the morning along with a cold shower. Man, that's better than taking coffee. And the last comment I'm going to reply to is from the Millionaire Millennium. If I see if that's his name, because I can't see the last part of his name. But I will say the Millionaire Millennium. F word, thank you for being well spoken. The other F word, NoFap kids, keep using the same language and speeches, lol. Thanks for being aware and putting it into words. Thank you very much, brother. It's been a pleasure. The reason why I may seem to be different than others is because I give people a lot more than what people do, you know. And beside that, I'm going for my fifth year. Is the focus good? Hmm. Anyways, going into my fifth year. In 9 months, I'll be doing 5 years. And I actually don't even count it because it's not necessary anymore. I don't have the urge to watch porn or to masturbate, especially when you can sleep with a partner or look for a partner to have a relationship with and sleep with that person is 10 times better than taking your phone and watching a certain scene, jack off and sleep and waste your semen. I mean, you'll also lose that assertiveness. Instead of being a man, you feel like an empty shell of your former self, and that's not good. So, yeah, I think in all honesty, I think I'm a lot different than most people who actually speak from a personal feeling that may be a placebo effect or whatsoever instead of coming up with some real facts. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your comments, and I'll be happy to do another Q&A video and react to people's reaction. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much. For the new people, if you're new to this channel, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. Give this video a thumbs up and see you guys next time. But before we go, doe normaal.